Hi again, everybody. Joe Fisher here. Today we're going to talk about bottling off the taps. If you keg, a lot of times you want to bring a glass, bottles of beer to a party with you, or over to a friend's house, or give them as gifts. So, so we don't have a bottling bucket. We're not naturally carbonating in the bottles, so we want to put previously carbonated beer, force-carbonated beer from the kegs into bottles. So we're going to do that right off the taps. And I get a lot of questions about this. The idea that I'm going to use originated on homebrewtalk.com. Beer Muncher, his BMBF or Beer Muncher bottle filler that he came up with. He bottles right off the keg using a Cobra tap and a rack and cane. So I'm going to be doing basically the same thing, but instead of that, I'm going to be coming right off these Perlick taps. This only works if you have a Perlick tap because you need an adapter for it. But there are other adapters in the works that people are designing right now. So if you take a look over on Homebrew Talk, you may find some great information with a search. So the first question that I wanted to answer was, what pressure am I bottling at? I bottle right at serving pressure, 12 psi, and someone was asking how fast are my pours. So take my Brooklyn Brewery glass here and pour off a bit of my Irish Red. Zoom in on that so you can see what the heck I'm doing. And there you go. So we'll talk a little bit about my mise en place here. I've obviously got my bottles ready to go. My wallpaper trough has some star sand in it. My vinator is full of star sand. Caps. Hose. This is the special adapter I was telling you guys about, which you may have seen in a previous video. It threads into the Perlick faucet, and it's got a hose barb on the end. Number 2 stopper. Number 2 stopper is the size to use for 12 or 22 ounce bottles. And one thing that I forgot is a racking cane. This one happens to be stainless steel. This works just as well with plastic. I just like stainless steel. The other part of my mise en place is a spray bottle with star sand in it, so that I can spray things down as necessary. Pardon me. So the first thing that we're going to do is take the old spout off of the Perlick 525, and that's where the spray bottle comes in. I'm going to sanitize the interior of this, make sure it's nice and clean, and then we'll put the fitting on from Centerline Machinery so that we can attach the hose to the tap. And then attach the hose to the racking cane. Hose, racking cane. Alright. That pops right on there. I found that I don't need a hose clamp on here. That stays on well enough. Number 2 stopper right on there. Alright, now we'll head over to the bottle. Now, if you're not familiar with how a vinator works, it's a great piece of equipment for bottling. Basically what it does is take whatever's in solution here, shoot it up through this nozzle. So you can sanitize your bottles just by giving them a pump or two, and they're ready to go. And what I normally do is start the second one while I'm filling the first one. Now, the idea here is that this is counter pressure bottle filling. So what you want is for the rack and cane to be at the bottom of the glass, and then you push the stopper down into the bottle. Now, when you turn the beer on, like that, you can see that the beer comes up and then stops flowing. What the counter pressure does is keep CO2 pressure back on the beer so that it doesn't foam up and froth on you. So now the idea is to push on the side of the stopper to let the air out, but not so fast that you generate a ton of foam. Now you can see the beer level is here, the foam's here, so what I usually like to do is let the beer come up and just overflow a little. Usually I make less of a mess, but you know. And then grab the next bottle, a few drips, it's ready to go. So get things started, let it settle, let the air out. Get the foam out of the top, and that's it. So as you can see, it only wastes a ½ ounce of beer, if that. If you're wasting more than that, you got to practice. So thanks for stopping by. I'm going to keep on bottling. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, give them to me down in the comments section. Oh, and one of the other questions that I get a lot is how long will my beer last when bottled this way? I had a friend who just opened a Russian Imperial Stout that I bottled this way over a year ago. And his comment was that the carbonation was perfect, the flavor was spot on, and it was better than ever. So with proper sanitation, this is an excellent practice.